So we'll be getting a Rose Gundam in the future. Unfortunately, it's Bandai, of course. I can understand Advanced Zeta stuff, MSV stuff, but when you're talking about Gundams or mobile suits in general that were in the actual series, I really don't feel they should be Bandai. I really don't, especially when it's the main 5 mobile suit. Really weird. Rose Gundam never gets a lot of love, and when it does, it gets sidelined, apparently. But let's look at something else from G Gundam that came out back in '94, and it's still pretty awesome. It's the 160 High Grade EX Shining Gundam. So basically, back in the day, 1/100s were referred to as high grades. 144 didn't really have a grade at all. We kind of referred to them as no grades. And then the 160 were high grade EX, and then now we have master grades EX. It's all come full circle. It's the circle of Gunpla, I suppose. This was also back when they were doing very panel line heavy models. So you'd have like panel lines basically anywhere. No surface was left undetailed with the 1/100s and the 160. Shining Gundam got off pretty easily, but I do know ones that did not. And very few stickers, mostly just the black on the skirts, on the ankles, and the cameras. Until you get to the core fighter, it got a little bit more. You got like some gold here, some red. It's not terrible, but it is there. You got a clear cockpit. You can make it out like a little blob domode. And one other thing I love with the 100s and 160s from the 90s, you get gold chrome just thrown in. It doesn't make it extra money. Like this was 3,000 yen back in the day, and I was able to get most of the 160s that I have. I was able to get online in stock in shops, and they were actually like retail, so it's pretty good. But you got gold on the inside of the gauntlets, you got them in the panels here, and the legs, of course in the back, and inside the shoulder. So they didn't have a whole bunch, but it was a nice little thing that they did with the 1/100s and 160s. And for being so old, it's getting close to 30 years old. Its posability isn't too bad. Like they actually give you an extra hinge for the tiltage in the neck. Arms aren't too bad, still pretty stiff. You got the old 1/100 style hands, so at least they articulate. Everything is just kind of like, it's there. It's not amazing, but you do have all the hinges you would expect. And then of course, well, I do want to mention beam sabers. It does have 2 beam sabers, which they would not stay. They have these little grooves that they should slide in place. They just do not stay. I just put them in a container. Same thing with the beam sabers. You get 2 beam sabers for show, and then you get 2 with the beams. And the beams are actually like, you build the beam saber handle around the beams, if I remember correctly, so they don't come out. So there you got just an active beam and a non-active beam, which, I guess they haven't quite figured that out yet. And you don't get any shiny finger hands. This is kind of weird. I don't remember. Mine did not. I know that for sure. But I've seen pictures with people having gold chrome open hands. I don't know if that's a thing, a limited thing, or what. But I know mine didn't come with that. Kind of wish it did. And of course, it does the transformation. And I love the fact they actually give you an opening mask and a fixed pose mask, which makes it less bulky, so the head doesn't look quite so weird when you have the more streamlined unopening mask. I like the fact that you get the option. But this is the closest we have ever gotten to a fully transformable Shining Gundam. It's lacking, as far as I know, one thing, which I'll get to. But you have all the fins. The shoulders slide, revealing more gold chrome. The arms pull out the gauntlets. You got the cast, and I love the fact that when you open the calf cover, the thruster piece pops out. It's on a little track. Pretty nice. I can dig it. Creaky. They're old. So, and then you have the red parts of the feet, which slide down. Same thing with the heel. And then the white parts slide down on both sides. And the one thing I get this done fast enough. The one thing that I believe it's missing, this part here, like it's cool that these thrusters move, but these and the thruster there, but these parts here for the core liner, if I remember correctly, they hinge up, they flip forward, and you lost your back skirt. So I don't think we've ever had a model doing that yet, but this is the closest we've had, because all the other ones have part swapping face mask. You can't like open it up. The only one that actually does that is the SD Neo, which is a whole other kettle of fish that I want to get into. But I love this thing. I love the 160s. No LED. Some of the 160s have LEDs in the chest, but it does have an opening cockpit with another domo inside with his latex suit. So I'm very happy with this. I wish they bring more of these out. I mean, they did the 148 now, but to give us more of these in 160, like just big high grades, I think that'd be pretty good.